As I walk these streets, I see hookers, addicts, and thieves. Still don't see no Christians preaching freedom on these streets. Meth pipes, crack rocks, old and young men. Where you soldiers at claiming to be born again? Where you believers at who say you believe? Get to the highways and byways. Soldier hit the street, people be dying while you in church praising the Lamb. The lost don't need your money, they need the Son of Man. Preach, reach, and teach the gospel to the lowest of the low. Ain't nobody care about them, what about you? Get your hands dirty, don't be afraid of the smell. You gon' let a homeless man smell keep you from telling them about hell? Where be the saints who take to the street? Where be the saints who bow low to wash feet? Where be the saints who ain't ashamed of the good news? Where be the saints? Oh God, set your church loose. Tell them about hell and tell about heaven. Stop acting like you a holy Pharisee, you just full of unholy leaven. When you see a man in need, you see Jesus in need indeed. Indeed, they need Jesus like you need air to breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, let that sigh out, then get out. Preach the gospel to the poor, to the whore, and then preach it some more. To the drug addicts, pimps, to the thieves and the liars. How would they believe unless they experience the fire of God that burns away their bondage to sin? Why you holding the message back and not letting them in? Jesus loves Tent City and everyone who lives therein. You might not love them, but that's cause maybe you ain't born again. If you do it to the least of these, you do it to the Lord. If you reject the least of these, you reject the Lord. No in between, no gray area in this fight. You supposed to be a soldier 24/7 all day, all night. Where be the saints who take to the street? Where be the saints who bow low to wash feet? Where be the saints who ain't ashamed of the good news? Where be the saints? Oh God, set your church loose. Some say they ain't called to live to reach the dirty street people. That's a lie from the pit, you just too comfy under the steeple. Stop fooling yourself, homie, ain't nobody buying what you selling. No matter how much you sit there and wanna get offended. Get offended at the devil and what he's doing to street folks. This is a spiritual war for soldiers, this ain't no joke. God is offended that you're offended at being offended. Mature up, stand up, speak up, and find an addict to befriend. Find a hooker to pray for, a pimp to fast for. Reach out to the outcast, that's what God is asking for. If it ain't you, then who? Who gonna speak for Christ? Stand up and preach the gospel that transforms lives. Where be the